Good evening, all Marist fans, friends, family, and especially alumni around the state, the nation, and the world. Welcome to another web broadcast of Marist War Eagle football on the Play On Sports Network and GHSA.TV/Marist. I'm Phil Etheridge, along with Coach Bob Fear in Henry County at Stockbridge High School for the state quarterfinal playoff game between the 12-1 Stockbridge Tigers and the 11-1 Marist War Eagles. Both teams finished in first place in their respective region, and so we had to have a coin flip to decide who had the home field advantage. Quite obviously, the War Eagles lost the flip. The Tigers are led by quarterback Trenton Earl, number 13, and running back Malik Bryan, number 1, both of whom have rushed for over 1,100 yards this year. This is a talented, athletic team. They have beaten Worth County 27-14 and Wayne County 42-21 to get here. Marist has beaten Gilmer 56-0 and Carrollton in 5 overtimes last week 43-37. This game promises to be another exciting contest between two number 1 seeds to see who makes it next week to the semifinals against the winner of the Ridgeland Mary Persons game. Bob, we've already had the captains out front, and Marist lost the coin toss, but the Tigers deferred, and so Marist will receive the kickoff. And deep for Marist is Gray King, standing back by himself this time. And the kickoff goes into the end zone, and Marist will start at their own 20-yard line.
A lot of noise in this little stadium.
Yeah, we got a band right in front of us. We're up on top of the press box tonight. It's a nice night for football. It's about 50 degrees, I'd say, maybe low 50s. No wind and dry. Marist comes out. Tight end on the left, wide receiver on the right. Miles Willis is under center. He fakes it, he keeps it, and hits it in the line and gets very little, if anything. And you'll be able to see from the picture that the lines on this field are not very distinct. So we're going to do our best to tell you where they are, but we're going to be guessing a lot. Looks like he only got about a yard on that, so we're going to call that the 21. It'll be 2nd and 9. Miles is under center again. Put a man in motion.
Flag on the play.
Right.
I think
stopped the play, so it must have been against us.
Yeah, I think we moved just a tad too soon. So we're going to lose 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and about 14.
Right. 2nd and 14 at the 16-yard line. This time Marist splits 2 receivers out wide, 3 receivers out wide, both halfbacks, along with Seth Stokes. Miles is under center. He gives it to his fullback up the middle. And I believe that's Griffin.
It is Griffin.
And he gets about 6 yards.
Tackled by number 50, Tyree Turner.
And he got it out to about the 24.
So it's 3rd and about 6.
So manageable at least.
It is manageable.
Let's see. This time we have 1 receiver split wide to the right, tight end on the left. They crowd the line with 5 guys, and they're coming. And we don't get the first.
No, we don't.
That was Griffin again, I believe. And he got to about the 28, but it's going to be 2 yards short of the first down. And they drop number 8 back.
Javon Brandon.
And in punt formation from Marist is Chase Martinson. And he's standing back on about the 15, it looks like. It's a good snap. Chase gets his foot in it, doesn't get a whole lot of height. Comes up and takes it and makes one man miss, makes another man miss. He was still going and gets out to, it looks like about the 43-yard line.
Brought down by Seth Stokes, and it looks like Michael Toner.
So with 9:29 to go in the first quarter, the Tigers will take over at their own 43.
What I was told down below before this game started is this quarterback throws the ball deep, and he throws it with pretty good accuracy deep.
Yeah, he's their main threat. Trenton Earl, number 13. He's under center. He's got 3 receivers to his right. And he throws a little flat pass out there, and it's complete. And he's got the first down before he's thrown out of bounds over there. It looks like he got about 12.
And Gray King was on the tackle. He did get the first down. He got about 12 yards.
It's very hard to see what the yard line is. That's about, made it to the Marist 45. So 1st and 10 Tigers, the Marist 45-yard line. First play picked up 12 yards.
The ball is spun around the 45-yard line.
Earl's under center, but he's looking to get a play from the sideline. He's got a tight end to his left, a man in motion coming to his left.
Toss.
A pitch coming to his left, and there's a flag. And we may have jumped on that, Bob.
That's against them.
Against the Tigers. Like so, start. Don't bag them up 5 yards. The ball will be spotted at midfield. The Tigers will have it 1st and 15.
So penalty back to the 50. And now it's 1st and 15 yards for the Tigers. This time they got 2 receivers split to the left, 2 to the right. 1 man in the backfield behind Earl. He wants to throw. Now he rolls. He's got a little pressure. Got more pressure.
Got a lot.
Oh, he turned the corner and made a man miss going down the sidelines, knocked out of bounds about the 45-yard line, 46-yard line.
Should have had him in the backfield.
Yeah, we had him for a big loss back there, but he was able to get away. Turned the corner. He got a little speed there, Bob.
Yes, he does.
Got to the 46, picked up 4 yards of that penalty that they had. So it's 2nd and 9. Excuse me, 2nd and 11.
We need to make a play right now.
Two receivers split wide to the right. They got both of them are on the line of scrimmage. Both of them can't go out.
Yeah, one of them's, yeah, he's covered up, number 5.
Yeah, let's see.
There was a lot of confusion on the field that time for the Tigers.
I think their coaches saw that the guy, that inside receiver was covered up.
Thank you for all you do. We know the Stockbridge. Thank you.
You know, Malik Bryan, their other stud, is a little short guy. Look how tiny he is.
Yeah. He's their other big rusher. He's got over 1,100 yards.
It's a lot of yards for a little guy.
I guess they can't find him.
That's probably true.
So we got 8:48 left. 2nd and 11 for the Tigers at the Marist 46.
These next 2 plays are pretty important for the War Eagles.
Well, we need to establish a tone.
We do. And so far, their success has been to the outside. We've only been in here for 6 or 8 plays.
Well, we hadn't even had that. Yeah, but they look like they've got a little speed. And that first play, that little flat pass out there, screen, and he just took off. And then we had the quarterback in the backfield, but he showed enough speed to get around and get away from that pressure.
Yep.
Now the end is covered up. Well, he's blocking. Earl wants to throw, and he does. He throws it long.
Good coverage by Grant Harrell.
Grant Harrell was back covering.
He was inside the receiver, I think it was Malik Bryan.
No, it's Clifford Lowe, number 2, right?
Yep.
So that goes incomplete.
Now this would be a very nice down for the War Eagles to intercept the ball and take it back.
Well, any down would be nice for that. But let's just stop them. That'd be nice.
That would be nice too.
3 receivers to the right. 3rd and 11. This is a big play, though. Earl this time is in shotgun. He wants to throw it. He does. It's tipped.
Oh, tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Looked like Wally may have gotten that.
I think it was Stephen Wallace who did it. Good for Stephen.
So after that 12-yard gain, Marist tightens up and stops him. Stockbridge drops back into punt formation. Griffin King, deep for Marist. He gets the kickoff. Griffin comes up. He fields it at about the 15. He's about to the 20. Makes a man miss at 20. Puts the ball on the ground, but we got it.
We did get it.
But Griffin put it on the ground. I don't like that. But we got it at the 25.
And it was Devin Khalil who came up with a fumble recovery.
And they're going to spot it on the 25, or just very close to the 25. So Marist takes over with 8:26 in the first quarter. No score on their own 25-yard line. And they split Seth Stokes out wide to the right. And another receiver split out wide to the left. Halfbacks are in the slot. Put a man in motion. Miles keeps it, follows his fullback through the hole and gets maybe 3 or 4.
Miles runs with a quarterback keeper, but he stops about maybe yard. Let's call it 2-yard gainer. The ball is flying around the 28-yard line. Going to bring up a second down. It's 8 for the War Eagles.
Give him a 2 or 3. It's going to be second and about 7. Drake King and Marcus Miller are the halfbacks in the slot. That's Marcus Miller in motion. He fakes it to him. He wants to throw. He does. He had Drake King breaking open, but he just overthrew him.
Just out of his reach. Just out of his reach.
Third and about 7. Third and 7 at the 20, call it the 28 for Marist. 3 receivers to the right. 1 to Miles Willis left. Man in motion coming to the right. There's a pitch to Marcus Miller. He's got some blockers out there. He makes one man miss, and then he's hit and driven back at the 30-yard line. He needed to get to the 35. He only got to the 30, pickup of about 2. So that's going to bring up another 4th down for Marist.
And deep for the Tigers is Javon Brandon.
And Chase Martinson again drops back in punt formation. This time he's standing on about his 18. The ball's on the 30. It's a good snap. He gets it off.
A little more height on it this time.
Brandon catches it. Tries to make a man miss, and he is hit and dropped right there. A nice tackle by Matt Hill. He's the long snapper, I believe, and he got down there and made the stop.
It's on about the 31-yard line.
6:55 in the first quarter, no score. The Tigers take over with their second possession at their own 35. Actually call it the 36. Man in motion. Fake a pitch to him on a little counter coming back. And the ball's
on the ground. Come on, War Eagles.
I think Marist got it. Marist got it.
Marist did get it. It was that little counter play.
Right.
They put him.
Right. They faked the pitch to the left and then hit it to a counter man coming back the other way.
We call that toss Sally.
Who got the fumble? Did you see that?
I couldn't tell.
Who got the fumble? Marist ball, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
We have an official timeout.
So Marist is in good field position here. The ball's on the 31.
I think the official timeout's because they hadn't set the change yet. And as a matter of fact, they still don't have them set perfectly.
Yeah, that looks like there's a problem maybe with the chain. They're over there working on it. They got about 5 guys working on it.
Mm-hmm. How many referees does it take to fix a chain?
Now.
I'm just kidding.
I think they got it straightened out now, just about. 1st and 10 Marist at the Tiger 31. Down the sideline, he's still going. And finally, he's knocked out of bounds around the 10.
Yeah, wonderful run by Gray King and a nice block on the outside. I couldn't tell who made it. It probably was Seth Stokes, actually.
Let's see where they're going to spot the ball. Looks like about the 12-yard line. So 1st and 10 Marist at the 12. Split him on real wide out here to the right. That's Seth Stokes again. Man in motion. Miles gives it to his fullback. Gets up the middle. looked like somebody moved there, but I don't see a flag. They completed that, but we hit him right away.
Completion at number 3, Matron Thomas, but he was hit immediately by Nick Carrier.
And he got maybe 2 to the 45. 2nd and 8. Same formation. Fullback, first man through, makes a man miss. Drops off, and then we're hit him.
That's the first
Dropping,
time.
but that's a good. Jason Morris makes the stop, but he gets a good 10 yards.
It's the first time Malik Bryan has run the football.
There's a flag, however.
And there should be a second flag because the coach is on the field, and you're not allowed to do that on Georgia high school football.
Illegal motion.
It goes against the Tigers. Illegal shift against the Tigers. The ball is spotted at midfield. 2nd down, and let's call it about 13. A long 13 for the Tigers.
Ball spotted back on the 50-yard line. That penalty for an illegal shift or illegal motion. But it's 2nd down. Put the ball back on the 47, call it the 46.
Well, maybe our defense will pick up our offense this go-around.
So the ball's on the 46-yard line now. So that's going to bring about 3rd and, I'd say, 17 or 18. This time Earl goes back into shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Marist is coming after him. He throws a quick pass out here, completes it.
And good defense.
And he got maybe across the 50.
Gray King hit him first and held him up. And then Ian Gibson came to help, as did Nick Carrier.
He got to the 48, so they're going to have to punt. And he does.
High snap. Got it away.
Griffin got it. Coming straight up the side. Got up across the 20, it looks like.
Picked it up on maybe the 13-yard line. Got about an 8-yard return.
Over the 20-yard line, he's brought down around the 22. So the 1st and 10 for the War Eagles.
So Marist takes over. 8:07 to go now in the half, but they're deep in their own territory. Ball spotted on the, let's see,
about the 23.
No, there was a flag somewhere.
Oh, it's going back.
Yep.
The preliminary call was a hold on the punt return.
Pizza, hot dog, hamburger, french fries, stadium seats, and skull caps for these cold winter nights.
They're going to say the hold occurred on about the 17, I guess. So they're going to step it off all the way back inside the 10 to the 9. So 1st and 10 Marist, but at their own 9-yard line. 8:07 to go in the half. Marist leading 3-0. Miles is under center. Griffin King is his fullback. He fakes it. He gives it to Griffin, and Griffin gets some yardage up the middle.
Back to about the
15
or 16.
Yeah, they're going to put it on the 16.
The ball
Pickup of about 7.
15-yard line. Let's call it 16-yard line. It'll be second down and 4 for the War Eagles.
Second and about 3. Two receivers split wide to the right. Griffin King again behind Miles. Put a man in motion. He did it to Griffin again, who hits in there and is hit himself and driven back.
Got a yard maybe, but not much more than that.
They keep it on the ground, going up the middle. They finally picked up a yard on that play. It's going to be third down, and let's call it 2. By Stockbridge.
Yeah, they give him a couple. Got about 3rd and a yard. Got about to the 18. Needs to get a yard here for the first down. We don't want to be kicking from deep in our territory either. We split 2 men out wide to the right. Miles didn't get that. That's a nice play by the defensive end on this side, or maybe it was outside linebacker number 17 who came in and hit him.
Number 17 is Tavares Odom.
And they're going to spot the ball down, and they're going to measure and see, but I think it's short. Looks to me like it's short, but we've got a terrible angle, so.
Well, and also it's hard to see the lines or the yard markers. I think they put these lines and yard markers out in August and have left them just like they were from August until now.
Yep, they're stretching it out. It's going to be short. Ooh, but it's wow, that's a lot closer than I thought it was.
It's less than the length of the football.
It's less than a chain link almost. If they straighten the stick up, it may even touch it. Boy, they're still examining it to see whether it's. And now they're going to say it's 4th down, I believe. It's not even inches, it's about an inch. What do you do here, Bob? You go for it?
Too close to our own goal line.
Yep, I agree with you. You're giving them a touchdown if you don't make it.
Well, you're putting enormous pressure on your defense that you don't want to do. The defense has been playing special football so far tonight.
I don't see Chase Martinson coming out though. They may do a hard count. You know, you got a power backfield. Nope. Miles goes ahead. He got it. He got it. He got a good yard. Well, that was Guts' ball.
That was Guts' ball. I don't know who's calling the plays over there, whether it's Coach Etheridge or whether Alan Chadwick made that decision. But
I think my personal opinion is that was Coach Etheridge.
Because Alan,
if he'd missed it, I would have said it was Coach Chadwick.
Okay.
1st and 10, Marist at the 20. That was a big first down. Gray King goes in motion. Miles is rolling like he wants to throw. He does throw. And he throws it way out of bounds. Gray King was over there, but he was well covered. And the Tigers are screaming for intentional grounding.
But it wasn't. I mean, Gray King was right there.
Yeah, but it was well out of bounds. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, well, fortunately they don't have the yellow flags.
That's true. 2nd and 10. Ball's on the 20. 5:55 to go in the half. Marist still up 3-0. Two receivers to the right. Miles fakes it. He keeps it. He's hit. He gets across the 20, but that's about all. Didn't get much.
No, and it's going to be 3rd down and long.
That nose guard on that one just slipped off the block, and he was hit. They couldn't hold the block, and he just slipped off the block and made the tackle after a gain of only 1. So this is going to be 3rd and 9. Greg Taboda comes out. We split 2 receivers to each side. Miles is in shotgun. Good snap. He fakes it. He wants to run, and he's tripped up and got only back to the line of scrimmage.
I didn't like that call.
No. I think we didn't want to throw it. We just did. We take a chance, but he tripped. I mean, he didn't even have a chance.
But you've got Greg Taboda over here, who's 6'5" or 6, and he's playing against a defensive back that's 5'10", and you could do an out pattern.
Well, Taboda wasn't even in on that. Punt formation for Marist. They drop a man deep about at 43. Chase is standing on about his 8. He's taking his time. He just got it off, and they ran into him, and there's a flag. Tigers pick it up, though. It's coming back. He's still making people miss, and he finally gets knocked out of bounds across the 50 to about the 30-something. But let's see, there's a flag back there, and they did definitely hit the punter, but it may just be running into the punter.
Runs it back for about 20 yards, but I do see flags on the field.
5 yards, I think he just indicated to the Stockbridge coach. So that's not going to give us a first down, but it will give us a punt again, because we don't want to give it to them on the 30-something. I don't believe. It's just a 5-yard penalty. So we'll punt it again. Instead of from the 21, we'll move it out to the 26.
Follow. Hunter went to acting school, didn't he? He did a hell of a job. He lit an ML war for that. Yeah.
The flag is against the Tigers. Gonna mark it off 5 yards, but it's still fourth down.
So Marist will punt again. This time Chase is standing on about his 12-yard line. It's a good snap. Chase gets it off.
Low kick.
It's a good bounce, though. Good bounce. Good bounce.
I don't know about the 33 or 34-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be a little better than before. So now.
After the punt, the ball will fumble around the 33-yard line. The Tigers will have it 1st and 10.
So the Tigers take over with 3:55 to go, trailing 3-0 on their own 33. So now the defense has to play again, Bob. This time Earl is in shotgun with 2 receivers split wide to his right, 1 to the left. And he's running right up the middle. Well, now he's trying to get around that far side. Grant Harrell's over there to meet him and drops him. But he got about
5, maybe 6.
No, yeah, a little. Yeah. Going to put it on the 39. So give him 6. 2nd and 4. Earl's under center this time. In motion, he gives it, and then he is hit right at the line of scrimmage, but he bounced off and still got a couple yards. Jason Morris hit him, but he didn't wrap.
No, he came very close to getting the first, too.
On 2nd down, the Tigers do keep it on the ground.
They're going to say he did get the first.
He did pick up the first down. Everybody say it with me. The Tigers will have the ball on the 43-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for those Tigers.
First and 10. Ball spotted down on the 43. It was a good hit by Jason, but we got to wrap him. We can't let somebody bounce off and pick up 4 or 5 yards. There's a little movement there. I don't see a flag, however. Didn't that look like people moved?
It looked like it to me.
Well, this official over here. This official over here did throw a flag.
He did, yeah. Well, it's hard to see because the field's yellow and the flags are yellow.
Right. And I was looking at the other official on the far side, and I didn't see him throw anything.
Gonna be first, and let's call it 15 for the
So
Tigers.
penalty back to should be about the 38. Well, that's about a 4.5-yard penalty.
We were just told that Sandy Creek is tied 7-7 with whomsoever they're playing.
Burke County, I think that's supposed to be a really tough game. That's the number 1 team in the state and the number 3 team in the state, with Marist being the number 2 team in the state, according to the rankings. He wants to throw, he does. He fires it over the far side. Grant Harrell missed a tackle. Another man missed a tackle. He's got the first down. Those were 2 missed tackles over there.
A lot of missed tackles.
And he gets a first down inside the 45. They're going to put it on the 42.
Fortunately, Kenneth Brinson and Jason Morris kept after him.
First and 10 at the 42. 2:15 to go in the half. Marist leading 3-0. Yeah, we should have had him for almost no gain back there. Had a couple missed tackles on that. Earl comes to the sidelines to get the play. Now comes back in. Receiver split wide to both sides. Man in motion, gives it to the man up the middle. And that was Malik Bryan. And that was Devin Khalil, I believe, on that.
And we just got another score. Ridgeland 21, Mary Person 0.
Wow. That play got about 3, just inside the 40 to the 39.
We'll have it second down. Let's call it 7.
Minute and a half left. Second and 7. The Marist 39-yard line. He wants to throw. He's rolling. Now he's going to run, going down the sideline, and ducks out of bounds.
Gets out of bounds.
But he got the first.
And he picked up another Tiger first down. Everybody saying, with me, move those chains. The Tigers have the ball first and 10 on the 30-yard line.
Got it down to the 30.
11 seconds to go in this half.
We need a play here. Minute and 11. We need a play.
Tigers got two timeouts left also. First and 10 at the 30. A minute and 11 left in the half. Man in motion. Gives it to his back, fakes it to his back, kept it and tripped as he tried to go over the left side and got almost nothing.
They're going to call timeout with a minute 2 to go.
And I'm not sure what really almost nothing means. Let's just call it he got nothing. Got no gain. And they do take a timeout with 1:02. 1:02 to go in the half. And it's second and 10. Defense has got to get tough here, Bob. The last thing we need is for them to get a little momentum going into halftime.
That's exactly the last thing we need. We need them to make a mistake right now or us to make a play.
Yep. They got to be somewhat concerned about the time, too, with one timeout left.
Well, this is a big play right here because if they stop them again, they've got to call a timeout. And, you know, the timeout is something you want to save if you can.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Minute and 62 seconds to go. Marist up 3-0 at the second quarter. Earl this time is in shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to each side. Marist, there's a flag. Somebody moved, I believe.
I believe it was somebody that moved on their team.
Yep.
On second down is flag.
Dead ball.
Another false start against the Tigers. Gonna bag them up 5 yards. The ball is spotted on the 35-yard line.
Come on!
All right, so now
second
it's
and 15.
Second and 15.
They shouldn't have, but they ran 2 seconds off that clock too. Nobody's seen that. Now they have 2 receivers again to both sides, to each side. Earl in shotgun. Now we jumped. That was Brinson.
Yeah. Took a long time.
Too much dancing around, and I think it was. I didn't see the line move. I think it was us. I know Brinson moved, but I don't unless he was drawn off. Nope, somebody moved, drew him off.
It's against the Tigers.
Flag now! The same flag! Come from a timeout!
He's gonna bag them up to about the 40-yard line. It's gonna be second down for the Tigers.
Second down still. But now it's second and 20. Second and 20. Same formation. Short pass. Ball batted in the air. And that was Seth Stokes, I believe.
Second down, the pass is
No, I think it was Greg Tabota.
gonna bring up a third down
Maybe it
for the
was.
Tigers.
And he batted it up into the air and almost got under it
Yeah, I think you're right. It was Greg.
to make
Sure it
the
was.
interception.
I saw the 7 and I thought it was, but it had to be Greg. Yeah, he did. He almost got that.
So third down, still 20. 56.4 seconds to go. Big down for the defense right
Big
here.
play, absolutely. This is huge. We got a 3-man front now, but then we send another man. Got some pressure. Greg Tabota's got pressure on him, and he drops him back on the 45-yard line. Tabota had him, but also it was Kendall and also Brinson.
The War Eagles with a sack.
And Marist is going to take a timeout.
The War Eagles take their second timeout and a half with 42 seconds left to go in the half.
And that ball's all the way back to the 47-yard line.
My goodness, they've got fourth and actually it might be 2 miles. A lot of distance.
20.
A lot of
About
distance.
about 25, 27 yards, I believe.
That was
a long way.
Great two plays by the defense.
Well, that's what you said. We had to have 2 good plays by the defense, and we got them. 42 seconds to go. Marist calls the timeout, obviously.
And that means we've
And
still
that's their number. That's only their first timeout.
right. We got 2 to go.
So we need to do something with this punt, either block it or get a return, and then maybe we can do something ourselves here. At least get in field goal range. And that would mean get to about the 30-yard line or so.
The Tigers line up the punt. Back to receive the punt. Griffin King.
So the Tigers come out in punt formation. Punters, there's a low snap. He gets it off, though. Griffin fumbled the ball.
There's a ball blocked, and the Tigers
Griffin fumbled the ball, and the Tigers got it. We gave it right back to him, Bob. That was not good.
No, it wasn't. Neither Griffin nor Gray has been sharp tonight, I guess is the right word.
So now the defense has to play again.
Yep.
And the ball's on the 35-yard line with 35 seconds to go. On the 25. Earl's in shotgun.
Moved again.
Their lineman moved. The guard moved and drew him across.
Yep, left guard.
Let's see what they call. He backed up, though. I mean, I saw that one.
Flags on the field. It looks like it might be against the War Eagles.
Now,
that was a bad call.
Yeah, I didn't see that at all.
It didn't happen. That guard.
Yeah, guard backed up.
Backed up.
So now it's 1st and 5 on the 20. They've only got one timeout. First and 5. Defense needs to play tough right here. They split 2 men out, 3 men out to the left, 2 to the right. Earl's going to be in shotgun.
We have flags on the field. It's against the Tigers. Delay a game.
Goodness gracious. Penalty back to the 25 again.
35.2 seconds to go still.
The ball will be marked back to the 25-yard line with 35 seconds left to go in your half.
Same formation. Earl wants to throw. He's looking down the middle. He's got a man. He's completed. It's a first down, so the clock stops. And the ball's right, looks like it's right on the 10-yard line. 1st and 10. He wants to throw again. He's got a lot of time. Now he's going to run. And he slips a tackle. And he's hit. And he stopped at about the 5. And they used their last timeout.
The Tigers will elect to take their last timeout in the half with 16 seconds to go. The War Eagles 3, but those Tigers are fighting.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal. No, excuse me, it's not goal, I don't think. They can get a first down, apparently.
Yeah, the ball's on about looks like the 6. Actually, it might not be the 6. It might be the
4.
4.
Yeah, looks like it's inside the 5. It's hard to see from here with the lack of lines. Actually, I was noticing before the hash marks almost show up on the screen, but we can't see them here much at all. It's going to be 2nd down. About 2 for a first down, 4 for a touchdown. 16 seconds to go. So they could maybe get 2 plays off. I doubt that they could get more than that unless they throw some incomplete passes. So Marist defense really needs to be tough here. Two receivers split wide to the left. To the right. Earl wants to throw. He's going to run. Little quarterback keeper up the middle, and it opened up, and he's in for the touchdown. And that was way too easy.
Yes, it was.
Somebody should have been spying on him.
Yes, they should have. Because he's pulled that ball down many times in this football game.
Well, and he's their most dangerous runner. I mean, he's got, you know, about 3-to-1 yards rushing versus passing. Ready to try the extra point. It's a high snap, but he gets it down. And it's good. So with 12 seconds to go, Stockbridge takes the lead for the very first time, 7-3. Well, we gave them that one, Bob.
Yes, we did.
We made good defensive play, good stop, and on the punt, we fumbled the punt, gave it to them, and then let them drive in for a touchdown from the 30, from the 25. Little last-minute instructions to the kicker. Gray King is deep for Marist. Number 74 is their kicker.
Andres Gielan.
He puts his foot in it, and it goes out of bounds. So Marist can either take it or make him kick it again.
We get it on the 35.
So let's see what they're going to do. Looks like we're going to have him kick it again. So they'll back it up 5 yards and make him kick it again.
On the kickoff, it goes out of bounds, but it looks like it was a flag on the play. They will re-kick.
So he kicks from the 35 this time. Gray King again deep for Marist, standing on his about the 10.
Y'all know what to do. 1, 2, make some noise.
And Gillen comes forward and puts his foot in. This time he really boots it. Gray King takes it. He's coming up the middle. He's got a seam. And then he's hit. And we've got somebody down too. That's Antonio De Quesada. He's slow getting up. He's getting off. He just maybe got the wind knocked out of him or something. He's coming off slowly though. So Marist gets it out to the 29. And Marist is just going to take a knee. It's only 3 seconds to go in the game, in the half.
That will conclude the first half.
So the first half is over. Marist trails after their touchdown with 7 seconds to go in the half. Marist finds himself down by 4 points, 7-3.
And I believe they get the ball in the second half right away, don't they?
They deferred, yes, they do. Our defense has not played bad, Bob. It's our offense that hadn't done much.
No, our offense hasn't played well at all.
And it doesn't look like we have made a lot of errors or Miles is misreading or anything. It's just that we hadn't been able to sustain blocks. We just haven't had the holes.
Well, and they're playing tight in the middle, which is where we've been running.
But we hadn't been able to get anything on the edge either. I mean,
had a couple that looked like they were going to be okay.
Right.
Well,
we'll see if we can get some stats for you. I'm not sure. Again, as I said, we are up on top of the press box here in Stockbridge, and so I don't know whether we're going to be able to get any stats or not. If we do, we'll give them to you. But we're going to go ahead and break for the half, and we'll be back shortly before the second half begins with some stats or some comments one way or the other. But stay with us. This game's far from over. We got a lot of football left. Marist trails at halftime 7-3 to see who's going to make it to the semifinals. We did have a score. Ridgeland was up on Mary Persons.
Ridgeland was up on Mary Persons 21-0. And
was that at the half? Or in the second quarter?
They didn't tell me.
Okay.
And Sandy Creek is tied 7-7
wow.
with Burke County.
Okay.
They also didn't tell me where that was in terms of the progress of the game.
Well, we're going to let you watch the halftime show, and we'll join you in a little bit. Phil Etheridge and Bob Fear back here at Stockbridge with the score at halftime. Marist 3, Stockbridge Tigers 7. We did get some stats from Jerry Novak.
You're right, they were stits.
Well, they don't look like stats, that's true.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Okay. Marist ran the ball 20 times for a grand total of 78 yards. Their leading rusher was Miles Willis, who ran the ball 12 times for only 30 yards. We also threw 2 passes for 0 yards, so we had a total offensive output in the first half of 78 yards.
Shocking.
Shocking is right. Stockbridge ran the ball 13 times for only 19 yards. They threw the ball 10 times, completed 7 for 66 yards. So their total offensive output in the first half was 85 yards. So neither team did a lot to distinguish themselves on offense as far as playing in the first half. Marist had 4 first downs. Stockbridge had 6. Penalties. Marist was penalized 4 times for 28 yards. Stockbridge was penalized 11 times for 60 yards in the first half, and yet they still lead 7-3.
Well, those penalties are what kept us in this game, along with our defense. Our defense played well, except in that last little series when they scored the touchdown.
Well, and that's when we gave them the ball on the 25-yard line.
Right, but we also didn't have anybody playing their best player, which is Trenton Earl.
Right.
He went up. I mean, the touchdown. He went right up the middle.
It's just a quarterback draw.
Right.
Yeah. And it was wide open. I don't think anybody touched him as he went in. Yeah, we gotta watch him. And he is, again, he's thrown the ball. They have run the ball 13 times and thrown it 10 times.
And I'm looking.
But they've gotten 66 yards through the air and only 19 on the ground.
And I'm looking down at the head coach for Stockbridge, and he is exhorting his players and very animated.
Well, this is a big deal for them. I mean, scoring that touchdown with 12 seconds to go in the half had to give them a boost. And we had absolutely taken the game as far as the defensive plays before that, backing them up when it looked like they may be able to do something, forcing them to punt from their 40-yard line, and then we muff the punt. They recover it and take it in. That's a big turnaround. I hope our coaches got on our guys and said, okay, now let's go out and play some Marist War Eagle football. This is silly. And we are ready to do that right now. We are ready to start the second half. You recall that Marist received the kickoff to open it, so Stockbridge will take it to start the second half, and Joey Gogol is prepared to kick. And the ball blows off the tee or falls off the tee.
Number 3 is deep, and I can't see the other number, but number 3 is Matron Thomas.
And number 8 is the other one.
Number 8 is Javon Brandon.
And we are ready to kick off again, I think. As soon as we get the signal, the ball is on the tee now. And Joey Gogol gets it. And he puts his foot in it. And that's going to be returned also by Brandon in about the 3-yard line. He's coming across, and he is hit and dropped.
Right at about the 15.
So the Tigers put it in play on their 15.
And it looked to me like Nick Carrier was one of the ones that you couldn't tell. There was a kind of a polyp there, but it looked like Nick Carrier was one of the ones who made that play.
So defense needs to shut him down right now. And they start the second half with a tight end on the left and Earl under center. Receiver split wide to his right. And a man in motion. And they give it. No, Earl tried to keep it. And he is hit and dropped for a loss by Devin Khalil.
That was a nice play by Devin. Devin's over here playing linebacker on this side of the field. And the two middle linebackers backed up, Jason Morris and I'm not sure who it was Michael Toner, backed up and Devin came in on a quick rush.
They're going to put it back on the 12, so 2nd and 13 now.
And this is where we need to stop that little flare-out pass that he throws.
Two receivers. Man in motion. The pitch to him,
Toss,
trying to get around that side. We crash in. Nice play. And that was Michael Toner who did it, and then Wallace. And the referee's telling Wallace to calm down, otherwise he's going to get a flag.
Yeah. Wallace has
Toner made that play.
Yeah. Wallace has a tendency to be a little histrionic on occasion.
Loss of another one.
So
put it back on the 11.
3rd and about 14.
Michael Toner reacted on that pitch very well and came up and stuck him, and then Wally came over and finished him off, or helped finish him off. This time Earl is in shotgun. We got a 3-man rush, at least that's what we're showing. And they're going after him, and he's trying to run up the middle, and we were spying him, and he didn't get anywhere.
No, that time we spied him. We should have been doing it down here at the end of the first half.
That was Michael Toner again on the bottom of that.
And number 64 is limping off. Michael Pritchett.
No gain on that, and they're going to be in punt formation, and let's see who's deep for Marist. We got Griffin and Gray back this time. He gets it off. And Griffin takes it. He's back at the 45. He gets to the 50. And now what? Did somebody signal a fair catch?
The War Eagles look like they might have fair catched that one. We'll wait for the referee.
The referee's saying that we signal for a fair catch.
Well,
the coach over on the other side is going nuts.
I didn't see a fair catch signal.
The War Eagles will have
so they're going
1st and 10
at the 48.
9-yard line. My Tiger family, don't let up now, defense.
9:38 to go in the 3rd quarter. Marist takes over at the 48, at their own 48. Power formation. Let's see what they do here. Miles keeps it, tries to cut it up, gets maybe a yard, and that's all. Stopped by number 4.
With a quarterback keeper, but he might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
Robert Beecham. Our line needs to do better.
Yes, we do. Second down, about 9. Power formation again. 2 receivers split wide to the right. Miles gives it to his fullback, and that's Ian Gibson that time.
Second down, they keep it on the ground.
Got about another 4. Make it 3.
3rd and a fairly long 6.
We're not getting a lot of knockoff on the offensive line.
Not at all. Not at all.
Third and about 7. Power formation again. Miles keeps it, tries to, and he's hit and dropped for a loss.
By number 11.
And number 9.
Cameron Gordon and Titus Davis. The halftime didn't cause the offensive line to change its ways.
No, unfortunately it didn't.
Not yet, at least.
So we're Chase Martinson's ready to punt. He gets it, and he puts his foot in it. And he fumbles the punt, and Marist is diving for it, but I think he got it back.
On the punt is a bubble kick, but yes, those Tigers do fall on it. The Tigers will have the ball.
And they're going to put it right on the 20. Well, no, it's hard to see these lines. And I can't.
It's about the 16.
You can see the lines better on the film than, on the screen than you can. Yeah. So they'll take over at their own 16 with 7:40 to go. The Tigers lead 7-3. First and 10 at the 16. Earl fakes it. Tabota's out there. Nick Carrier's out there. He's spinning around, but he is going to be hit. Tabota made him go line. Carrier also there, and then a whole bunch of them came in.
Yeah, Michael Toner was there, and just a whole bunch of football players, like 6 or 8 of them hit him, drove him back.
And they're going to spot that now back to the 10, so a loss of about 6 on that.
7 minutes to go
in the third quarter. Two receivers split wide to the right. Earl's under center. Did it to his back, trying to get right up the middle, and he is hit and got absolutely nothing.
On second down, the Tigers keep it on the ground with a no gainer. The lead run on the carry.
May have lost a yard, actually.
Third down
Now the nose of the ball is just barely touching the 10.
for the Tigers.
And I'm not sure where it was before, but we'll give him no gain on that. So it's going to be third and still about 18. This time receivers go wide to each side. Now we put another 2 receivers to his right, and he's in shotgun. Earl rolling to his left. He wants to throw.
Going deep, going deep, going deep,
There's a man
going deep.
out there, but he can't get to it. It's intended for number 5, covered by Grant Harrell.
And Grant had good coverage on him. The ball was overthrown. He threw that ball from about his 5-yard line to about the 45-yard line on the other side. So that ball went 50 yards in the air.
Not a classic throwing motion, but he does get it out there.
Yes, he does.
Griffin
King and Gray King deep for Marist to get the punt. He gets it off, and again, it's a high punt, short. Gray takes it, makes a man miss, makes another man miss. He's still on his feet. He did a lot of dancing around and got a couple yards, but he advanced it about 4 yards from the 40 to about the 36. So we've got a good field position, but we got to do something with it, Bob.
Yes, we do. And the offensive line has to get some knockoff.
5:44 in the third quarter. Marist in good field position on their 36-yard line. Power formation again. Miles keeps it again. Gets almost nothing.
And they're in the backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the backfield. Miles has no time at all. Has no hole to go through, and somebody needs to start blocking.
Are they shooting linebackers?
They're shooting linebackers. They're playing a whole bunch of people up. I mean, it's like everybody plays this. They're playing us basically 9 in the box. Well, now it's 8 in the box.
Gray King is in motion. They pitch to him, trying to get him around the edge. He makes one man miss, cuts back inside, but he meets about 3 people after getting a couple yards at the most. They're going to give him a couple. But it's 3rd and long again for the War Eagles. About 7 to go. Ball on the 33. Got to get to about the 27. Miles is in shotgun. He's running right up the middle. He's got a spot. He's got a hole. He stepped out of a block. He's still going. And he gets knocked out of bounds. That's the nicest one we've had in the entire ball game, Bob.
Yes, it is.
Miles made some people miss and gets knocked out of bounds on the 10-yard line.
He's about 20 on that play, and he will pick up a War Eagles first down. The ball is spotted on the 10.
Don't know whether we can get a first down or not.
Not,
It looks like we're right on the goal. So I think it's first and goal. It's so close it doesn't make any difference. We need to do this desperately. First and 10. Double tight ends. No, excuse me. Tight end on the right. Power formation. Miles gives it to Griffin, but there's a flag, or at least the stop play, so there must be a flag.
Our left tackle moved.
False start against Marist. We back ourselves up. Back to the 15-yard line. First down, first and goal, but now we're on the 15 rather than the 10. Power formation still, tight end on the right. Pitch to Gray King. He's looking for a block. He's got a block. He cuts it inside. Gray King, touchdown Marist. Touchdown Marist. Gray King on a pitch going around the right side. That was huge.
It was huge. He got a nice block at the line of scrimmage, and then the rest of it he did on his own. Made people miss.
4:06 to go in the third quarter. Important extra point here. Thomas Andrews out of the hold of Brandon Young. Matt Hill's a long snapper. Kicks up, and the kick's good.
All right.
4:06 to go. Marist goes up 10-7 over Stockbridge.
Maybe we'll restore a little order to this game.
Well, that was good. We got a stop deep in the territory. They got a short punt. We took it in. Miles, 20-yard pickup there from the 30 down to the 10 was the story of that touchdown. Then Gray took it in around the right side from 10 yards out. Excuse me, 15 yards out after the penalty. Long way to go in this game. 4:06 to go in the third quarter. 10-7 Marist. Deep again for Stockbridge is number 3 and number 8. Same guys that were back there before.
Matron Thomas and Javon Brandon.
And Joey Gogol to kick off again. He hadn't put one in the end zone.
No, he hasn't.
This whole game. And he usually does. He gets the signal. He puts his foot in it. He drives it deep, but it's going to be taken on about the 4 by number 8, who tries to do something, and he is hit in the middle. He spins off a bunch of people. He's still going, but we get him down.
At the 20.
Out about the 20. We had him. I couldn't believe he was coming out of that pile.
See the kick and bring it out to about the 20-yard line.
So Stockbridge takes over at their own 20. 3:58 to go. Defense has got to play. Greg Taboda, Kenneth Brinson, Kendall Baker and Wally in the middle. He wants to throw, and there's a flag.
We do have flags on the play.
Again, motion.
Ball start on the Tigers.
They just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Go push the ball back 5 yards. The Tigers will have it. First and 15.
First and 15 at their 15.
On the 15.
They had 11 penalties in the first half.
Is that their first one this half?
No, they had. Well, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's their first penalty this half. 1st and 15. Give it to their back up the middle. He makes one man miss. He bounces off. This is Malik Ryan. He gets pushed out of bounds.
He fights his way close to that 30-yard line.
He's going to be short of the first down, but only by about 3. We had him right at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, we
Bob.
did. He's a little tiny fellow, I mean, in terms of his height. And maybe he's just ducking under people.
Well, we had him. I mean, he didn't duck under, but we didn't wrap up, and he just kept driving.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the 27. It's going to be big gain on that. 2nd and 3. Man in motion. He wants to throw over here. He does. Spins off a man and is tackled. That was Grant Harrell on the first hit, but he spun off of that, and then I think it was Nick Carrier.
No, it was Devin Khalil.
Okay, Devin. I've got this chain link fence in front of me, and I missed the number.
He lost the yard on that play. The ball is spotted on the, let's call it 26-yard line.
Loss of about a yard. Big 3rd down play right here, Bob.
Yes, it is.
Receivers split wide to both sides. Earl's under center this time. And he's going to keep it, and he gets absolutely nothing. Wally was on his ankles. Kendall Baker and Jason Morris were on top of him.
Right.
He didn't get the first.
No, he didn't.
It's going to be 4th down. I would think they're going to punt.
On 3rd down, the quarterback kept the ball and might have picked up a yard. Going to bring up 4th down and 3.
We only drop one man deep, and that's Griffin. He gets the punt off. Griffin takes it. Griffin, you're reversing yardage, and he got nothing. He should have just put his head down and took what he could get.
Got to go north and south. You can't go east and west.
But Marist will take over. And they're going to spot it where? On the 43-yard line. 2:37 to go in the 3rd quarter. Marist now up 10-7. Power formation again. Tight end on the right. Gives it to Griffin King, who's got some yards. He hits the 50-yard line. They hit him in driving back, but that's a good gain of about 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, it is. I think it's real close to 8.
That's one of the best gains he's had all night, too. Mm-hmm. That means we had a little blocking up front. Second and call it 3. This time we split receivers out to the right. Tight ends on the left. Miles rolling to his right. He wants to throw. Now he tucks it up and runs. He only got to the 50, fell forward to maybe the 49. That's about it. Boy, didn't get much of a spot on that.
Boy, he didn't get a spot at all.
Yeah. Landsman on this side had about another yard on that, but the guy over on the far side controlled, and they put it just across the 50. Call it the 49, but that's being generous. 3rd down. Still call it 3. Stockbridge comes up in a 5-man. No, backs to the 4-3. Power formation. Give it to Griffin, who gets the first down up across the 45.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
To about the 42, 43, call it. Good first down, however. We will take that in a heartbeat.
The War Eagles get enough for the first down. The ball is actually around the 44-yard line.
Minute and 6 in the 3rd quarter.
Marist 1st and 10 at the Tiger 43. Power formation again. Greg Taboda moves over to the right side. Miles pitches it. Want to turn the corner. That's Marcus Miller, who does turn the corner and gets down close to the first down. Pickup of about 8 or 9 on that. Call it 9. I think he is on the whatever that yard line is. 35.
To the right. Picked up about 9 on the play. It's going to be second down. Let's call it 2. The ball is spotted on the 35.
30 seconds to go. Clock running in the third quarter. Second and a long one. Now they split people over to the left side. Put a man in motion. He fakes it to his fullback and keeps it and gets the first down, I believe.
Oh, very close.
Miles Willis with a keeper. He's close to that first down.
Oh, man, they didn't give him any kind of spot there.
No.
Goodness gracious.
It's going to be third.
Oh, my God. Boy. I think that was Coach Etheridge over there.
It was.
The referees know. Give me a spot, guys. That was terrible.
Did they just call this timeout?
No, it's quarter.
Oh.
This evening's game.
I was so involved with the game, I forgot about the quarter.
If you need something important, dial 678-78.
But that's going to be third down and still about a yard to go, less than a yard. With the ball being at the 30,
Ladies and gentlemen, if you need a mattress,
at the 34-yard line. Marist needs to take this and put it in the end zone, Bob.
The gutsy call would be a toss or something like that to the outside to Gray. But I don't think we're going to do anything of that nature at all. I think instead we're going to go right up the middle and get the yard, and hopefully they'll give us a spot that makes some sense.
Yeah. I mean, it looked to me on that last play that the far official on the far side was coming in with about 2 yards beyond the 35.
Right.
And then somebody else did something, and he just took about 2 yards back and came back and put it down almost, I mean, it looked like he had that by a couple yards. And I didn't see him fall down in his knee touch and then squirt, go forward. But anyway, it is what it is.
Yep.
It's on the 34-yard line. And it's 3rd and 1. Miles is under center. And he doesn't have anybody right over the center. He may just take it. Nope. He gives it to Gray. And Gray twists and turns and keeps going, and he gets it by a couple yards.
On third down, they look like they got what they needed. The ball is spotted on the 33-yard line.
Ball's on the 32. Pick up of 2 on that. He needed a little less than 1.
It's too quiet in here.
1st and 10 on the 32. Marist needs to keep this drive going.
Yes, we do.
4th quarter, Marist up 10-7. Man in motion, that's Nick Carrier. Miles keeps it. He tries to turn the corner, and there's nothing there. And he is hit. He's run down from the back by number 11, and also the blocker, the man out there, number 8, protecting the edge, had a blocker on him, but he didn't give any ground at all. And that just went absolutely nothing.
Lost half a yard.
Yeah.
The ball will be spotted around the 33-yard line. 2nd and 11 for the War Eagles. Defense.
Just got a score, 13-17, Sandy Creek, Burke County. 2nd and 11. Miles is rolling. He wants to throw. He tucks it like he wants to run. He does want to run, but he's gotten nowhere.
Lost another yard. Who got the 13 and who has the 17?
Sandy Creek. Sandy Creek's up 17-13 over Burke County in the 3rd quarter.
He gets back to the line of scrimmage. My Tiger family. My Stockbridge family.
We're not doing a whole lot here, Bob.
No, we're doing virtually nothing.
Taboda comes out. Patrick Anhunt comes in with the play. 3rd down, still 11 to go for the 1st. Miles is in shotgun this time. He fakes it. He's rolling to his left. What is he doing? Miles, what are you doing?
I don't know. I truly don't know.
On third down, the War Eagles might have lost about 2 on that play. The Tiger defense is tightening up here in the jungle. It's going to be a 4th down decision time for the War Eagles. The ball is spotted on the 35-yard line. Looks like the War Eagles sent back to punt.
Chase Martinson in.
Back to receive the punt. Javon Brendan.
Standing on about his 48-yard line. Gets a good snap. He gets his foot in it. It may be too good, but it is down by Marist. Nice play. Down where? On about the 3 or 4 yard line? 2 or 3 yard line?
Mm-hmm. Very, very close to the goal.
Wow.
It's about the 3.
Ball is spotted. It's inside the 3 if that's the hash for the 3. It looks like it's about the 2. So 9:51 to go. Stockbridge takes over at their own 2 yard line. All right, defense. Don't let them out of here now. Keep them backed up. Don't let them out. First and 10 from their own 2. Kendall Earl under center. He wants to pitch, and we got a safety? Let's see. Safety. Marist got a safety. They ran a counter play again. Bobby rolled out to his right, handed it to the guy coming back. We were there. Kendall Baker was one of them. I think Brinson was one of them.
Yep.
Stopped him for a safety. Give us 2 more.
Now we need to get this football and go down and score, and let's all go home.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I'll take that. So Marist up 12-7. 9:46 in the ball game. 12-7 is better than 10-7.
Yes, it is.
But it's not as good as 14 or 15 or
19. 19-7 is better.
Yes, it is. We're still 1 score away. I mean, that's all. Touchdown does it. But they will have to kick off from their 20.
After the safety, with 9 minutes and 46 seconds after going the ball game.
So we need to get some field position out of this. Gillum will kick off again. Ball spotted on the 20. Watch. And he kicks it. It's a sunshine kick. 41. Patrick Anhunt gets it up across the 50 to about the 46-yard line. Made a nice catch. Didn't waste time to went north and south, just as you said.
Just instead of going east and west, he went north and south, and he got maybe 20 yards.
Yeah.
I need you to make some noise and get on your feet. With 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go, we need to make it hard in here.
First and 10 Marist. Let's see, what is this? We got a timeout? What have we got?
I don't think they must not have set the chains
again.
Yeah.
First and 10 Marist at the 47 of Stockbridge. Power formation again. Griffin King, he's got a hole. He spins through, he gets close to the first down. Got a little knockoff block there.
Yeah, about 9 yards.
Number 34 with the carry. Griffin King, he picks up about 8 on the play. Second down and 2. Turn up the ball.
Second and 2. Ball's on about the 38. Looking at a 5-man line this time. Miles gives it to Griffin again. He hits in there
He
and
got
gets
the
the first
first.
down.
Another handoff
Down to the
number
35.
34, Griffin King, and he's close to that first down. The ball is actually spotted around the 36-yard line.
Ought to be at least the 35-yard line. And
It is.
And it's enough for the War Eagles' first down. Tiger family, I need you to make some noise up in here. This is the Jungle.
First and 10, Marist. At the 35. Miles rolls. He wants to throw. Now he tucks it. Turns the corner. He's got 5. He's got about 7 or 8. Dives forward. Let's see. He stayed in bounds, which was a good move also. And he's going to be close to the first down. Let's see where they're spotting it. I think it's going to be short, but just by about 9.5.
Gonna be second down and 1 for the War Eagles. My Tiger family, I need you to keep shouting, defense, defense, defense.
Second and less than 1. Miles keeps it. Faked it to Griffin and followed him. And
Got
he got
the
the
first.
first. They jammed it up, but he got about a couple yards. He only needed about a half.
Miles Willis with a quarterback keeper, and he gets enough.
First down.
First down. Tiger family, turn up the ball.
They're going to put it on about the 24, maybe inside the 24. First and 10, Marist. Clock running, 7.5 to go. Power formation this time behind Miles. Gives it to Griffin again. He's got a hole. He jumped over a guy he hit and landed on his feet and kept going. And now this official's coming in and saying he was down. I don't think he was.
He wasn't down. No way he was down.
On first down,
It looked to me like he landed on both feet.
on the play.
But
It's going to be second down, and they call it 4. The ball is spotted on the 14. Let's call it a 16-yard line.
ball's on the 16-yard line.
My Stockbridge family, defense, defense.
Second and about 4. Ball's on the 16. Power formation again.
6 minutes and 50 to go.
Gives it to Griffin again. He's got a hole. He makes one man miss. Stiff arms another man. They're trying to strip the ball from him, and he is down inside, let's see, inside the 5.
Yes.
He's down to about the 4-yard line. Good tough running, good blocking, good play. That's going to be a first and goal, Marist.
War Eagles getting closer and closer to that goal line.
Where are they spotting that?
Right on the 5.
About the 6, I think.
Noise in the jungle right now. Make some noise.
Ball spotted on the 6-yard line. First and goal, Marist. Power formation. Miles gives it to Griffin again, who didn't get much that time. He got a few. Maybe not a
War
few.
Eagles were having second down
Got one.
and goal. The ball is actually spotted on the 5.
Second and goal at the 5.
You gonna go horse tonight? Make some noise!
Jason Morris comes into the game at halfback along with Marcus Miller. Miles keeps it. He needs a block. He cuts underneath somebody and dives forward to about the 2 or 3.
And Jason came in and was low and got a block. As a matter of fact, the kid he blocked is down on the ground and is hurt.
We have an injured player.
And they're going to spot the ball down on about the 3, just inside the 3-yard line. And there was an official's timeout with 5:22 to go in the ball game due to the injured player. And he is down, and he hadn't moved a whole lot. The ball is just inside the 3.
All right, good job, young man. Looks like you got the wind out knocked out of him. We practice safety here in
Tavares Odom is the young.
Looks like 17.
Tavares Odom is number 17.
And he's coming off, and he's walking off, so he looks like he's going to be okay.
He's groggy. I think.
So we've got a 3rd and goal at the 3. 5:22 to go in the game. Marist up 12-7. They need 7 here. Greg Taboda moves over to the left. Power formation behind Miles. Gets it to Griffin King, who's in. He looks like he's almost on the goal. Where is he? Looked like he fell forward, and they're not going to give it to him. The ball is in the end zone right now. But it is on the goal line. Didn't get a spot on that one either, Bob.
No, we haven't gotten a spot this whole drive. Actually, we haven't gotten a spot this whole game.
I don't think we're going for a field goal.
No.
Ball is inside the 1. It's on about the half-yard line. And Marist is going to take a timeout and figure out exactly what they want to do with 4:34 to go in the game. If they kick the field goal, it'd be 15-7.
Which means they'd have to score a touchdown and
go
2
for
points.
2 and get it. If we go for the touchdown and don't get it, we're still within reach with the score. If we punch it in, chances are our game's over. I mean, a little early, but they have done nothing this half.
No, they haven't.
Offensively. Doesn't mean they can't. Doesn't mean they won't. This is a guts ball call. I'm thinking we're going to go for it too.
Well, we're on the right hash, and that means we're on the 1 yard line. It's kind of a bad angle.
Inside the 1, yeah, for a field goal it is. You run a triple, or you run Gray up the middle, or you run a midline?
I don't run midline at this one. I probably do belly.
No, they're going to kick a field goal. At least that's what they say they're going to do. Fletcher Malloy to try the field goal. I'd watch this pretty close. And it's good.
He got it. Now they got to have a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie us.
I'm a little bit surprised at that call, to be honest with you.
Well, it's the same call. When you start adding numbers and you get to 8, it's a harder score than missing and having them only be down 3 or 5. Excuse me.
That's true. Defense has got to play again. They've been playing this half. They got to do it again. 4.5 to go. Can't give up any big plays.
Javon Brandon is back again, as is Matron Thomas.
Both teams have 2 timeouts left. This is the quarterfinals of the state playoffs. The winner of this game goes on into the semifinals. Last we heard, Ridgeland was ahead of Mary Persons, I believe.
Right.
And the winner of that game will meet the winner of this game.
Unfortunately, Ridgeland's ahead, and that means that we have to flip a coin.
Coin flip. Oh, we are terrible on coin flips.
And I've learned where Ridgeland is. It's up near Lafayette, Georgia.
Lafayette, not Lafayette. Lafayette.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Joey Gogol ready to kick off, and he does. It's bouncing, and it's taken by an up man who is still going, and he is brought down on about the 29-yard line by Matt Perez.
Good tackle by Matt Perez.
4:25. And they're going to spot the ball on the right on the 30.
There was a flag down.
Oh, I don't see a flag. I didn't see a
Well,
flag.
maybe they picked it up, but it was down.
Personal foul against them. Going to back it up 15 yards. That's going to put it back on the 15.
.425 to go. They've got 85 yards. And then a 2-point conversion just to tie us. We need to play some defense right now.
We need to play some defense, exactly. We need to have a 3 and out right here. And then we need to run a little clock or maybe even punch another one in. But we need to get these guys offense off the field. Earl is under center. Receiver split wide to both sides. Halfback's in the slot. There's a man in motion. He gives it to his back, and he gets absolutely nothing.
Jason is in there, and
Wally is in there, and Kendall Baker's in there.
Yeah. All three of them.
They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. I think that was generous, but
The ball is right on the 15-yard line.
2nd and 10. Clock's running under 4 minutes now. This time Earl is in shotgun. He's got 2 receivers this time split to each side.
He's going deep.
He's got some time. He's rolling to his right. He's pumping. He's pumping some more. Throws it short. And they're going to say he caught it. That was Nick Carrier, and the coaches over there are saying he was out of bounds. They're not getting anywhere with that official.
Looks like the Tigers connect, but I do see flags on the field.
Illegal receiver downfield. Earl was running around, and his blockers didn't hold. They went on downfield thinking he was going to run.
It's against the Tigers.
What's your call on that?
Gonna bring up a 2nd down. At 15 for the Tigers. The ball will be spotted around the 10-yard line.
Ball's on the 10 now. So it's 2nd and 15. Earl's in shotgun this time. 2 receivers split to each side. It's a low snap. He wants to throw. Got a little pressure. Fires it. And it's intercepted.
No, it was
Yeah,
not
Nick Carrier.
No.
It bounced off of one and the other guy got it.
No, bounced on it, hit the ground.
Did it?
Yep.
Boy, I thought Nick had it. I thought Nick had it.
Hit the ground. He got it just as it hit the ground.
Can we see a replay of that?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought he had it. It was very close. Stops the clock with 3:33 to go, but it's 3rd down and 15. Third and 15. Earl's going to be in shotgun again. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Need to put a little pressure on him. Toner looks like he's coming, and he is, but he's rolling away from it, and he does throw. And it's knocked down by Greg Taboda.
Yes, it was.
On 3rd down, it was blocked. Brings up a 4th down. Decision time for the Admiral.
3:29 to go. That play only took 4 seconds, but it's 4th down at the 10. Fourth and 15 from the 10. He does. He punted.
Stay away from it, guys. Stay away from it.
We are. We're going to let it go.
Hit midfield, but it does take a Tiger roll all the way to the 46-yard line.
They punted out of there to the 46-yard line. Marist will take over. 3:17. .317 to go. Marist takes over at their own 46-yard line.
My Tiger family, I need you to make some noise. Get out them seats. Defense! Defense! Defense!
I've just been handed a note.
First and 10 Marist at the 46. Need to hang on to the ball, run some clock. Miles keeps it. Faked it to Griffin. Goes across the 50-yard line to about the 49.
The note says, big thanks to Elizabeth Wathen and everyone else working tonight from Marist Broadcasting.
And a big thanks. They are the ones that bring this to you. So you give them your congratulations, but also if you have any complaints, that's where you direct it. Marist, 2nd and 5. Ball just across the 50. Miles runs back, and he's going to take a huge loss. I'm not really sure what that was.
It's a sack. Quarterback lose about 10 yards on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd.
Coaches are not happy on the far sidelines over that. 2:29 to go, and they're going to take their second timeout. But Miles took that ball, Bob, and started to roll, it looked like, and then he just kept running backwards. And he was trapped and had no place to go and just took about a 10-yard loss.
Yes, he did.
About a 9-yard loss. It's going to be 3rd and about 18. You remember what happened at the end of the first half? We were looking pretty good, and then all of a sudden we
how many hours ago was that?
we really didn't do real well. We cannot let that something like that happen at the end of the ball game. Ball is spotted back on the 42-yard line.
Which means
our own 42-yard line.
Which means if we have to punt, they'll get the ball between the 10 and 20.
And they've got, well, they didn't mark, the scoreboard didn't say that they lost a timeout there, but they did. I hope somebody's keeping it, not the scoreboard, because that was their second timeout. Marist is 3rd and long. I would like to get this first down, but I don't want to throw the ball. I think the clock needs to run, and it is. Miles is running up the middle, and he has hit and dropped. Got just a little bit. And that's going to be their last timeout.
With 22 seconds, 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in the ball game.
They're still
showing one timeout.
Right.
Somebody, I hope, is keeping track of that. They were just talking about it. Let's see what this official does coming over here. Now he's signaling one timeout left. He's saying one timeout left. He doesn't have one timeout left. Unless the scoreboard was wrong to start with when it had 2. 2:22 to go. Marist is in punt formation. Chase Martinson back deep. Need a good snap and a good kick. Got the snap and got the kick. Steps out of a tackle, steps out of another one, and he struggles forward and gets up to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, he did step out of several tackles.
He's brought down around the 25-yard line with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in your ball game.
Well, they're going to go deep. They don't have much of a choice.
2:05 to go in the game. Marist up 15-7. They got 1st and 10. The Tigers got 1st and 10 at their own 25. 2 receivers split wide to the right, 1 to the left. Earl is in shotgun. He's got 1 back with him. He fakes it. He throws that little flat pass out to the out wide. And a nice play out there by Nick Carrier.
Yep. Brought him down, kept him in bounds.
Kept him in bounds, and he got nothing.
But he got back to the line of scrimmage with 1 minute and 55 seconds. 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Clock's running.
Your ball game.
2 receivers split wide to the left, 3 to the right. Earl's in shotgun. He wants to throw. He's looking. He does. He throws it long. Grant Harrell almost made the interception. It was well overthrown of the receiver. Grant Harrell's the only one that had a shot at it, but he didn't pull it in.
Incomplete pass.
1:32 to go. 3rd and 10 for the Tigers.
Bring up a 3rd down for the Tigers.
92 seconds. Come on, gentlemen.
He was going long, as you said, Bob.
Doesn't have a choice.
No, you're right. We got to play deep. Nobody gets behind us. Put a little pressure on Earl.
That'd be nice.
He wants to throw. There is a little pressure. He's running. He's hit. He got the 1st down. He got to the 36.
The ball is spotted around the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Gives them some new downs. Clock is running. Low snap. He wants to throw again. He fires it across the middle. Incomplete. 1:13 to go.
Incomplete pass. Tigers fumble. Let's go, Tigers. Let's go.
This PA announcer is a cheerleader.
Yes, he is. Of course, so are you and I, but
Well, we're not screaming.
That's true.
Let's go Tigers or anything. We may be, well, never mind. 1:13 to go, 2nd and 10. Same formation, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Earl in shotgun. He fires it out. He's got a man. We hit him. He rolls off of 1 man. We're
Does
dragging
not
him
get a
down.
first.
He doesn't get a first, so that means the clock's still running.
Webster with the reception.
the last time out.
Take a time out to start the clock with 1 minute, 4 seconds left to go in your ball game.
The ball's on
The ball is
43.
actually spotted around the 43-yard line.
We think it was their 4th timeout. And of course, the scoreboard's still showing that they've got another one left.
Ball's on the 43-yard line. It's 3rd down, about 4. 1:04 to go, and that's their last timeout. We're coming down the cases here.
Yes, we are.
Third and 4 on their own 43. Same formation, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Coming after him, he's rolling. He's got a receiver, he completes it. He steps out of a tackle, goes out of bounds to stop the clock.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't, he was down.
His knee hit.
But it's a first down to stop the clock momentarily.
That will move the chains for the Tigers. He's brought down at midfield. First and 10
Ball's
for
on the
the
50.
Tigers.
56.
Less than a minute, clock's running. This time he rolls this way. Wants to throw again, he throws it down the middle. They're going to give it to him?
The Tigers.
They're going to say he caught it.
With a complete pass. Everybody say it with me.
Down to the 32.
Oh, my goodness.
The Tigers
Come on, War Eagles.
first and 10.
Clock's running, 39 seconds. Need to get him right there, we did. Clock's running, he's down. Clock's running with 30 seconds to go.
Clock is still running with 28 seconds left to go in your ball game.
He spikes it. Going to bring up a third down with 21 seconds to go.
With 21. The ball is actually around 30.
Ball's on the 34-yard line.
The Tigers will have it
Third down and about 12. 21 seconds to go. Marist leads 15-7. Earl in shotgun again. 2 receivers left, 3 right. He looks to throw. He does. It's completed. And didn't get much.
Complete pass.
And he was knocked out of bounds.
It's 4th down, 1 down, 17.2 seconds to go.
Oh, the clock's still running.
Clock is still running. 7 seconds. This is the last play. Fires it over the middle to number 1. He bounces off people. He's still bouncing off people, and he gets hit and dropped. And the game is over. Game's over. Referee holds the ball up. Game's over.
That concludes the ball game.
Wow.
And the referees out there talking to the coaches. I think they thought that number 1 on the far side was out of bounds, but the official over there said no, he was not, and that kept the clock running. They thought that it was over. Your final score from Stockbridge. Marist War Eagles 15. Stockbridge Tigers 7.
Whoa.
Whoa. Marist goes on to the semifinals of the state championship with a hard-fought 15-7 win. That was big, Bob.
Yes, it was.
That was big. And Marist moves on probably to play Richland. Do we have another score on the Richland Mary Persons game, Bob?
We do not.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm worn out. That was a big game.
Yes, it was.
Marist hung on at the end. Final score 15-7. They didn't play very well in the first half, in my opinion. Second half they played better. The defense played pretty well the whole time, and the defense particularly played well in the second half. They basically shut them down in the second half. And now it's nice to see always the lines formed by both teams shaking hands as a sign of good sportsmanship.
They made history by making it to the third round of the playoffs.
So Marist moves on to the semifinals.
Congratulations.
Big time.
Whoa. All I
Whoa,
can
that's
tell
right.
you is, whoa.
A hard-fought win.
Yes, it was.
A very hard-fought win. But we will take it. We'll take it any way we can get it. This was a big game. And now we move on. And again, if it's Ridgeland, which we think it might be, we're going to have another coin flip to determine whether we get to play in the friendly confines or whether we have to play up in Lafayette, Georgia, which I believe is where Ridgeland is, according to Coach Fear.
That's what I've been told. I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I didn't even know how to pronounce it. I called it Lafayette.
Did Ridgeland win? Do we know? I'm asking to the guy who has all the information here. They were ahead, I think, at one point, and they were ahead pretty handily at one point.
Hold on, it's not there yet.
Oh. Matt Murphy, the director, producer, guru.
Final 45-14.
45-14 Ridgeland, so we will have to have another coin flip to determine whether we play at home or whether we travel next week.
Can we get somebody other than Coach Chadwick to flip?
Well, maybe. But anyway, that's going to do it from here. We're going to wrap it up because we got to get out of here.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
But it's a great win for the War Eagles. They move on to the semifinals. Once again, your final score from Stockbridge: Marist War Eagles 15, Stockbridge Tigers 7. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the Marist Broadcasting Club for doing an excellent job again. We'll see you next week.
And good night, everyone.
Good night.